Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. Unfortunately, the bell has already rung. I'm a few minutes late this morning, but that's okay. There you go. So, of course, let's talk about what's going on with the markets with Jerome Powell right now, who is speaking. What's going on around the world with Bitcoin and crypto. And of course, we got to talk about the madness of this one project that everyone has been going crazy about. So let's get started. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Follow me on social media. Check out CryptosRUs.com. And make sure you follow my other channels as well. Good morning, guys. Welcome. Again, I was trying to, a little late this morning, but I was trying to listen in on what Powell is saying. He's having an early press conference right now, or Q&A interview, however you want to call it. But right now, you can see U.S. markets opened up in the red, down minus 200. People do not, I should say, Wall Street does not like it when Powell speaks. All right. So whenever he, goes on air, people are worried about what he's going to say, and he is, having that discussion right now. I was not able to watch the entire, the whole thing. I watched bits and pieces. I didn't really get any new information. He was actually just talking about CBDCs not too long ago, but from what I heard, it seems like he just wants to make sure that things are done right. We don't want to hinder progress. He's not, Powell's not like Gary Gensler. He's not going to go on air and say, oh, yeah, we think everything is a security, so we're not going to touch that or we're going to sue them. No, he's not the head of the SEC. So as the Fed chair, it's his job to evaluate whether or not we should continue to print physical cash or come out with, a digital version of that physical cash, right? Which, if you think about it, it's all digital these days anyways, right? So, yeah. So that's what's happening in the U.S. right now. All eyes are on Powell. I mean, he's still very hawkish. Nothing has changed. His Jackson Hole speech was him being very hawkish, and that sent markets down. Right. So right now the markets are kind of spooked because he is talking. All right. And outside of that, things in Europe still not looking too good. But I mean, I guess this is a start in UK. There will be a cap on energy prices. So your energy bill will not be above, you're in the UK, above £2,500, which is $2,880 per year, because in October it was set to go up even higher than that. So this will bring savings of about £1,000 per year, and this will be a cap for approximately 2 years. Okay, so that's good. That's really good, seeing how there may be much more tension between Russia and Europe because this whole gas cap and Nord Stream shut off, right? So it could be good, but it's probably not good for UK's inflation because that money has to come from somewhere, right? So most likely UK will have to print some more money to offset that. But I've covered this already. Putin is threatening to just let Europe freeze and just cut off everything, and that's a real reality at this point. So Europe is pretty much panicking over what to do this coming winter in a few months. So not a good situation. And something else that's not good is Japanese yen is plunging to its lowest level in 30 years. These are reasons why DXY continues to go up, right? I've talked about this, but Japanese yen it's really, really doing bad right now. Really doing bad. So all these currencies are not doing good. But I mean, in the U.S., we have our own problems. We have our own Powell problems that continue to strike fear in the hearts of investors and traders. That's for sure. So we have those things going on. And also the ECB decided to raise rates today too by 75 basis points. Out of the blue, I didn't know if this was planned, but it was just released today that, you know, they're going to do this. And their reasoning is to fight extremely high inflation, which reached 9.1% in August. That's according to them. So they're like, well, we need to do something, and we're going to raise rates, right? So the euro has absolutely been decimated within this last year, this year to date, let's say. It's been absolutely decimated. Yesterday I covered how it's below $1. It's $0.99 equals $1 of euro, 1 euro. So yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. All right, what else is there? Let's get to some crypto news for today. Celsius misled investors over financial troubles, says regulator. So they may be facing some serious problems, not just bankruptcy problems. They may be charged with more serious crimes. So yeah, Alex and crew probably feeling a lot of heat right now. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, with Voyager, they are auctioning off their assets. I wonder why I don't hear about that with Celsius. They do have a large number of assets, including their Bitcoin, which they said they were going to sell to kind of pay for things. But still, they hold on a lot of assets. So I don't know why they're not auctioning it off. But Daniel says, my friend out west who was very comfortable financially is turning off his AC at 5 p.m. due to hiked energy rates. Energy grid problems out west are real. You're talking about California, right? Yeah, I'm hearing that, you know, the heat wave is causing some serious issues with the power grid. So this is one of the reasons why you don't want everyone to be driving EV cars, because if everyone's charging at night, you know, it will absolutely destroy the grid. So anyways, food for thought. What else is going on? Blackrock, even though, you know, this may be a Trojan horse, okay, because even though this is former Blackrock executive, right, but it could be a Trojan horse. We know that BlackRock is trying to get involved with crypto in a big way, right? And it just so happens one of their former executives become Blockchain Australia's new CEO, which is an industry body representing Aussie businesses and individuals participating in crypto industry. We're hearing more and more and more about BlackRock entering the space, right? This is their model. Like whatever they get into, they kind of spread and dominate. And you know, I don't know if this former is really real or it's just this executive pretending like, oh, I'm quitting BlackRock to take this crypto position. You know, who knows? Who knows at this point? But BlackRock is definitely spreading their wings at this point, and could be good short term, bring a lot more liquidity, institutions, you know, bring short term credibility, but long term, gotta watch out for these guys. That's for sure. FTX partners up with GameStop. So if you want to buy FTX gift cards, you could buy it at GameStop retail stores. I have not heard of anyone ever giving out a FTX gift card or a crypto gift card at all. I don't even know that was a thing. But I guess during FOMO times, it'll be real. Because during FOMO times, people just want to buy crypto no matter what. So I guess giving out a gift card would be good, and you could redeem it at FTX if you start an account or something like that, right? So I guess that's interesting. Right? But I never heard of anyone giving out a exchange gift card. Yeah. So as for Bitcoin, well, Bitcoin is still set to outperform, still low, right? We are still at like 19,300. So we're still kind of hovering here, still below 20,000. But you know what? Bitcoin is down or maybe down, but it's never out. And it's only getting stronger. And I've been telling you guys that the fundamentals of Bitcoin are still very, very, very strong. And here's one. There's a couple of things I want to show you guys about Bitcoin, about the bottom. Here's one that's looking at the double bottom from back in 2018, 2019, right? And we're following that pattern almost to a T. You look at this wave, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you look at it now, it's identical. It's identical. So yeah, so that could be a good indication again that we have seen bottom already and we are recovery. And now we have hit that double bottom so many people have been waiting for. Here's another one that's actually measuring percentage of people that are in profit or in loss. And whenever this gets to a very low level, when majority starts, this is short term, not long term, when the majority of short term traders, investors are in the negative, well, that signals that a reversal is coming, just like the previous times we have seen this. And we have just hit that as well. So another one of those bottom indicators. And of course, the holders are still strong. Number of addresses holding 10 Bitcoins, which is not easy to do, is heading higher and continues to head higher. And many of these are showing all-time highs. This one, not so much, but anything that's 0.01, 0.11, all at all-time highs. And 10 will soon be at all-time high, right? So people are still definitely stacking sats at this point. All right. So that's crypto news. Now I got to talk about what I don't want to talk about, but I feel like I must. And that is this madness over this one project, which CMC has now updated. See, ever since Luna split into Luna Classic, right? Both projects are basically kind of delisted from CMC, meaning that it's there, but the rank was not there. They just arbitrarily put like 200 or something, and you just and just like, you know, it's out of your mind. No one paid attention to it, right? But obviously, it's been pumping, and I've been warning you guys about how whales may be driving things up due to this new tax proposal. So I'll talk about it in a little bit, but CMC has added them back up, and I couldn't help but notice that they are now here at 26, which is no joke. This is commanding now a 3.2 billion market cap. Just to remind you guys, before Terra collapsed, before UST collapsed, Terra's market cap was around 8-9 billion. Okay, that was after, you know, things started coming down. So it's actually not that far off from where it was, considering, you know, this is just driven by pure FOMO at this point, right? But you look at where it is, it's not far off from a great project like Cosmos or Chainlink or Near Protocol, or even, and it's even above Kronos and Algorand and VeChain. You know, it's madness is what it is, right? But CMC decided to add them on, and I think that added even more madness. But why is there so much madness? Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, the market is kind of boring right now. It's kind of low, right? And people, especially the ones that are looking to make a quick buck, right? They want to FOMO in on something. They always do. This is the model of the retail investor, right? Like, hey, we got to FOMO in something and make a quick buck. That's why we're in crypto. I don't care about Bitcoin's fundamentals. I don't care about Ethereum's merge, right? I care about Luna Classic reaching $1. I want to ride that FOMO train. That's what a lot of people want, right? But they haven't really done the math, because then they would know it would never reach $1 ever. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. But you know what? Why is there so much enthusiasm right now? Well, it's due to this proposal, the 1.2% tax parameter change, which is set to be voted in a couple of days. Actually, the 10th of September, which is a couple of days. And if it passes, this will be live on the chain September 20th, right? So this is coming up in a few days. My worry is that this could be buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event if it passes. I'm pretty sure it's going to pass because the people that are in Luna Classic are all for this, because this is the only thing to really look forward to. So that is what's really driving things up. And, you know, they've been trying to, or whoever's involved with the team now, I do believe I don't know if it's this guy or who's actually leading. It's not Do Kwon, so I don't know who's like the face of Luna Classic now, or maybe it's just the whole the community are just coming up with proposals. I don't know who's actually leading. I have no clue, but I know it's not Do Kwon. But yeah, they've been trying to get the exchanges to support this, and they did get one major one. MEXC has been, trying to like jump on the Luna Classic bandwagon for a long time. So they said that they will automatically do a limited burn event for spot trading fees on Luna Classic between September 3rd and 17th. Right? So this is just a limited thing, but they've been doing stuff like this. I'm pretty sure they're going to support the real thing if it gets voted upon. But the biggest support that Luna Classic got was from KuCoin, which did come out yesterday and say that they will support it if this proposal goes through and passes. So that means every single transaction on the chain, on the exchanges, will equate to a 1.2% burn. Basically, the exchanges will take that amount and send it to a burn address and take it out of circulation. So they did get some exchanges. KuCoin probably the biggest endorsement because they're still the biggest exchange, I think, by volume in terms of Luna Classic. I do believe Binance already delisted Luna Classic already, so you can't do much with it. Coinbase, people still have their W Luna stuck. Coinbase does not seem like they're going to share that anytime soon. Gate.io, they're not really endorsing it. So not every exchange is endorsing it. Gate.io will say, well, they'll burn if you withdraw it. Only when you withdraw it. So that means they actually are encouraging people to get off their exchange. Basically, they're saying, we'll burn it if you withdraw your Luna Classic or UST Classic. So that's kind of a slap in the face, so to speak. But anyways, this is what's happening with Luna Classic. There's a lot of hype about this 1.2% burn, and there's a lot of people that think that this 1.2% burn will magically cause it to, reduce that 6 trillion Luna that was, minted and diluted the supply, right? So that is what's going on. And I'm going to warn you guys again. I know a lot of you guys are tuning in. You're like, hey, Terra's going to go to $1. Yes, everyone get in. We'll get to $1, right? I stress those of you guys that think so to do some math. Look at how many decimal points there are before it could get to $1. Then you times that by the overall market cap, and then you'll see that, it has to be in the trillions, okay? Trillions upon trillions before it could ever reach $1. So is it likely to do, considering the entire market cap right now is under $1 trillion? Not very likely. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, you know what? Terra Classic is having that proposal that's coming up 2 days. We have seen this time and time again. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So be careful. There could be some massive dumping after the proposal, because this is definitely whale driven. Okay. So be careful with that. And number three, the burning, if you do the 1%, you calculate the 1.2 something percent, you just look at volume. You could do it yourself. You look at this volume right now, which of course is very, very inflated because a lot of people are FOMOing in this 3.7 billion volume per day, right? So it's quite easy to calculate. If you take, 3.8 billion, let's just round it up to 4 billion, right? And you take 1.2% of that, what is that? Like 40 million, right? So approximately that's about 40 million that will be burned per day. And you do 40 million and then you divide it out by how many tokens that is, right? And then you times it, by how many days before you reach 1 trillion. And that number is astronomically big. So it's not like 1 trillion or 2 trillion or 4 trillion being burned instantly. Maybe after years, but it's a small effect. It's 1.2%. It's not 10%. It's not 50%, right? So it's going to take a while. But anyway, so that's the latest going on. I stress caution, a lot of caution. Okay, with Terra Classic right now, This whole thing with the community-led, tax proposal is interesting. It's been talked about for quite some time, but for them to be a legitimate coin, they need to have a lot more, right? But I see the case. I do hear some people make this case saying, George, even though it doesn't have anything, right? Look at someone like Doge. What do they have? Do they have anything? Well, you have a point there because Doge doesn't have anything other than Elon and Mark Cuban support. I think that's legit. And something else that a lot of Luna Classic fanatics will say, well, look at Sheep, right? Sheep climbed up so much and look at where they are now. Well, that is also true because Sheep is sitting at number 14 at 6.6 billion. Sheep had the most astronomical run in crypto's history in 2021. And afterwards, it just stood there. It didn't go down. That's because there's a lot of Sheep holders and they continue to hold, right? So it's a different time. And maybe there's a chance that if Terra Classic continues to run up and run up and run up, there's so many people holding it that regardless if the burn really works, so many people hold it that it may just stay up there. And maybe it can stay up there even without having any legitimate use like Dogecoin. Because Dogecoin is even higher, right? There is a possibility. There's always a possibility, right? But everyone's speculating right now. So just be careful. That's all I could say is just be careful because there are a lot of market makers out there that's driving prices higher, manipulating the market. But if there is such a big community that decides to hold on to Loon C, right, then there's a chance maybe it could hold, just like everything else out there, right? So that's it. That's all I have to say about Luna Classic. And that'll be the last time I ever cover them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure there will be more times I get asked about it. All right, guys, that is it. Let's do some Q&A. All right, let me scroll. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. And NMCT, the moment Luna Classic fell, in less than 60 seconds, ETH jumped. Wells are dumping on people to buy more ETH. That could be the case. I mean, we have seen things being driven up, for the sole reason of making a profit and putting it into something else. So this could be done to, for whoever's the whales, whoever maybe behind it, maybe they're doing it to make more money to buy ETH. I don't know. But there's definitely a lot of pumping over the last, 2 months or so. Dan says, George, you need to look at Terra Rebels. They are the developers for Luna C chain. Has no leaders, community-driven, burns are not enough. We need utility and business on chain. That's what I always argued. You need something on the chain, right? This is the reason why I like SHIB more than Doge, because they are trying to create utility. They're not trying to just be a meme coin with no use, right? And I know Shibarium is supposed to be out soon. So that's what I want to see. If Terra Classic can somehow run itself and start getting projects and dApps back on, right, then I would say they have a good shot of continuing forward, right? You can't just use the burn event as the sole reason why to hold Luna Classic. But, maybe if they get to a certain point, it'll happen. Right, but I don't even know. I don't even know like how it works. Like the code base, the upgrades and stuff like that used to be led by Do Kwon's team. So now did Do Kwon just release the keys to modify the code? Like even if they propose this, who's gonna be implementing it? I don't even know. Like, do they even have the rights, the admin rights, to be able to modify the chain? So, I mean, it's it's an interesting thought. I don't know. Is 74% of supply stake the good sign? It could be. Someone asked that before. I mean, it could just mean that a large portion of the team is staked too. I mean, there's a lot of projects that have a lot of staked supply. Some are pretty credible, like Cardano, I know is above 70%. Avalanche, I think, is above 70%. But like someone like some smaller projects, I'm not quite sure. There's a lot of smaller projects that the team owns over 50%. And of course, if they stake it, then it looks great, but they still own over 50%. Eduardo, new member, welcome. Let's see, what else did I miss here? Dan, you already answered your own question based on your last question that I just answered. So, yeah, that's how to legitimize it. Porsche IPO. I think a Porsche IPO would be good. I didn't even know about it. I didn't know there were VWs spinning them off. But Porsches have such a loyal fan base. They will continue to do well for a very long time. They make, awesome sports cars that people love. So that would probably be a good one to get in. When do you think the XRP's case will get over, and will XRP reach $50 if they win the case? No, it won't. They won't reach $50. Probably, I think they will win, but it won't be well into 2023. Probably the second half of 2023. The SEC is dragging their feet on everything. They keep putting a 30-day, 60-day delay on every single request, even by judges. So it's going to take some time. But will they reach 50? No. No, they won't. That would give them like a 2 trillion market cap, and it's unlikely they're going to get there. Sats Anonymous said, Powell just said crypto is not a store of value, has no backing, but we're open to it regarding stablecoins versus regulations. Well, he's talking about everything else other than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really the only one that is a true store of value. Everything else has value based on utility and usage, which could change over time. For example, Ethereum could become worthless in the future if no one's using it, right? Because there's other chains that could be coming or better or whatever, right? Powell just really cares about CBDCs. That's his jurisdiction, right? He just has to decide whether or not a CBDC is right for the Fed and for the U.S. people. So, yeah. Crypto 222 said Luna doesn't have to go to $1. A penny would be good enough. Even a penny would be very hard. It would be hundreds of millions for it to be a penny, especially in this day and age. This period right now without massive FOMO, it's not going to happen. But in the next altcoin season, if Bitcoin is at 3 trillion plus and everything else is in the hundreds of millions, and Ethereum may be $1 trillion at that point or more, right? Maybe then there's a small chance, but not right now. Let's see here. Binance said they will announce new pairs of Luna Classic so users who have USDC can trade. That's not an example of utility. Just because you could trade it doesn't mean that's an example of utility. It just means that the exchanges want to collect their fees. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that it has any more utility. Binance is removing all USDT pairs in a few weeks. Yeah, you know, Binance has made kind of shocked a lot of people. They're getting rid of all trading pairs except BUSD because they want people to really accept BUSD. In fact, I saw Gemini just decided to accept BUSD because BUSD is, you know, they're getting pretty big, 19, almost 20 billion. You know, they're going to force everyone to go and use BUSD, but you can still withdraw in USDC and USDT. That's the important thing. So it's not like they don't support it at all. You can still withdraw there, but they are really trying to get people to use BUSD and become a dominant stablecoin. And if you look at it, they're only like half away from USDC, so they may accomplish that. But yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I prefer to trade with BUSD on Binance. I mean, whatever floats your boat, right? it's they all work. All stable coins work pretty much the same way. Tiberius, I mean, it is what it is, you know. Some people just like to FOMO in on what's moving, right? It's natural. You just have to be careful. You gotta be careful and don't fall for whale games, right? And there definitely could be a lot of whale games. What kind of utility should Luna Classic have? Dan, I already answered that question, man. I said they need to draw on dApps. They need to draw on dApps, not just exchange trading pairs. They need to get other projects come aboard, DeFi projects come aboard again, and NFT projects and metaverse projects, gaming projects, all the ones that left, they need to draw them back in to have legitimacy and to have use again, to be a real utility or have real utility. What happens if you collateralize loan and you get liquidated? You have to pay tax on the money you borrowed, even if you lost your collateral. You don't have to pay taxes on money you borrow. That's not income because you borrowed it. So no, that's not right. You don't pay taxes on money you borrow. But if you borrow money and you made money with that borrowed money, then you have to pay taxes. This is the reason why Michael Saylor does not sell his Bitcoin. He borrows against it because then you don't have to pay taxes. But these days he probably wants to because he could deduct a lot of taxes because he's below his average price. Tommy, that's a good question. I'm gonna dress like Do Kwon this Halloween. I think that'll be pretty easy. We look pretty similar. Do you miss working with IT with computers? No, not one bit. I like doing what I'm doing. Can someone answer? Can someone answer like this new community that somehow is taking over Luna Classic? If they have the ability to modify the code, or they still have to go to Terraform Labs and ask them to modify the code? Like someone needs to answer that because ultimately, if Luna Classic is still controlled by Terraform Labs and Do Kwon is still in control of that, they still have all the power. They could still shut off. They could still not modify anything. So someone needs to answer that for me. Whether or not the new leaders of Luna Classic, do they even have the ability to modify the code if they wanted to? So that someone answer that for me, please. Mina Protocol. Mina Protocol is it's a new age chain. It's all based on snapshots, very fast. But no, actually I take that back. It's very small, very extremely small. You could download an entire chain in seconds, but it's not very fast because everything's based on snapshots. And historical records are also not stored on chain either. It's stored on these like archiving nodes. So I don't know. It's just very, very different from all other blockchain and DAGs. Xerus, you're missing a calculation. It's going down each day. You will burn less tokens, even if the percentage remains the same. You won't burn same amount tomorrow, even if volume stays the same. No, that's true. But if the price, it also depends on the price, right? So I don't know which way you're saying. Is it good or bad? But regardless, it's 1.2% of the total volume. If you look at it, then you look at the price of the token, right? And if the price of the token is going up, then there's less that will be burned, right? Unless there's more volume. But if the price of the token goes down, then there will be more that's burned. So actually, if you think about it, you want the price of the token to be low so that the burning will burn more tokens away. You want volume to be high, price to be low. That's how it burns maximum tokens. But if you have volume stay the same and the price is going up, then the number of tokens being burned will actually be less, right? Conrad said they have full control. Do Kwon is out. Who has full control? If it's completely decentralized and there's no leaders, who has control? Who's the new developers? Do they have the keys to access the chain? Liberty and Trust. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate your support. Flow is doing good. Flow is doing very good because they're starting to make some big partnerships. I mean, they always had NBA Top Shots, but now they have a lot more, so they're gaining traction. I do like Flow. My knee is getting worse. Thanks for asking, Robert. I biked too hard the other day, and now whenever I take the stairs, my kneecap keeps popping and popping and popping. It's so annoying. At least it's not popping while I'm walking, but it is popping when I'm taking the stairs. So Bitcoin has not moved. Now that Powell is done speaking, Dow is recovering a little bit. The entire market is recovering a little bit. So that's pretty good. Will Rap Luna get listed on Coinbase again? I don't know. I'm actually quite shocked that Coinbase can just remove it and not return it in some fashion. Like they just pretend like it didn't happen. I'm honestly shocked there's no class action lawsuit against Coinbase because of it. Like there was no blog post, nothing about it other than we're delisting it. But people haven't put money in there, right? Like you're not even allowing people to withdraw out. I'm honestly shocked that Coinbase has gotten away with it so far. NFTsforsale.com. You're the best. Thank you. And I'm pretty sure you want people to go to NFTsforsale.com. Let's see here. What's your favorite breakfast item? I keep it simple. 2 eggs, over easy, white toast, some bacon. I'm good with that. But these days I'm not eating breakfast that much. Sticking with intermittent fasting, but if I do have breakfast, that's it. Or I like to have, cottage cheese with some avocados or something like that, something light. Try turmeric powder. Yeah, I've been taking a lot of supplements. Glucosamine, turmeric. There's something else I'm taking. Like all these ancient medicines or supplements, and none of them are really helping. I don't know. It's frustrating because I know it's just weakness around my knee, But then if I push it too hard, then I have this problem where my kneecap is like popping. So it's like I can't push it too hard. I can push it just enough, but enough isn't really making me heal 100%. So that's the problem I'm facing. Would you slap Nate Diaz in a fight? No. I would never get myself in that situation. If inflationary Doge can moon in 2021, can deflationary Luna do now? I mean, yeah, but Doge is really propped up by Elon. So Elon caused a whole bunch of people to FOMO in, and they stayed in. You know, and because Doge had that kind of run, people saw the same thing as SHIB, and that's why SHIB also went up, and enough people held it, so now it's staying. But SHIB is doing different things. I mean, that's why I said, if enough people FOMO into Luna Classic, even though it could be manipulated and dumped, but enough people hold on to it, can it hold? Sure. But what I really like to see is if they want to be legitimate, if the team or whoever wants to be legitimate, they need to pull in real utility. They need to pull in real dApps and get them back, right? Not just be a meme coin. I had 2 knee surgeries. Really, the only thing that helps is stretching and ice. How do you stretch a knee, though? I'm not quite sure how you stretch a knee. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Enough Luna Luna Classic talk. Not where I wanted to go today, but it is, I guess, what everyone is talking about. Anyways, so, you know, Powell spoke, the market's not doing good. Europe not doing good, right? But Bitcoin is still strong, so that's what we want to see. The ETH merge is coming up, and as for Luna Classic, you know, I gave some pros and cons. Mostly cons, but there are some pros, I guess. If it could stay, if the holders stay, and even if it has no utility, there could be a chance it holds and continues forward. But I stress a lot of caution. It could be buy the rumor, sell the news event that's coming up in a couple of days. So be careful. And that's it. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that's it. All right. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.